Imagine this. For the 8th consecutive game, Caitlin Clark watches her team struggle without her while sitting on the bench, frustrated but encouraging. However, something amazing is taking place. The Indiana Fever recently achieved their longest winning streak in 10 years with their 5th straight victory. They are currently only 1 spot away in 5th place. The gap to 2nd place is 5 games. How can a team fail if its top player doesn't do the exact opposite? How precisely, then, did the Fever ruin the Seattle Storm? Why was Natasha Howard paired with Sophie Cunningham and Tamika Catchings? Did her teammates call her a firecracker because of that? Comment, "I have the Fever," if you agree with it. Come on. It's a PNW. W's in the conversation. W's in the conversation. That one really made me older, I must say. However, things are improving. Fire. Well done on your victory. Wins winning. A dub is a dub. So keep going. Here are some facts concerning the Fever's current predicament that most people are unaware of. This isn't your typical game of the season. With a 16-12 record, the Indiana Fever were in 6th place going into the game against the Seattle Storm, but they were still within striking distance of winning, going into the playoffs as the 2nd seed. Now, every game counts for home court advantage and playoff seats. With the standings so close, you cannot afford to lose games. Seattle's 16-12, which many teams kind of game above, game below, is part of the standings mess where you're 16-12. How significant is it for this road trip and this game? Given the circumstances we find ourselves in at the moment, I believe that every game is crucial, and every game we play requires a sense of urgency. Additionally, it frequently occurs in the second part of the season regardless, but the current state of the standings and, chances to is crucial to win and to gain tough victories while traveling. We have to be where we are and attack a fantastic Seattle club, but we have to take it one game at a time. Their entire season might be made or broken by this road journey to the West Coast. They still have games against Minnesota, Phoenix, and Las Vegas that will be difficult. It won't be easy with those teams. A poor road trip might put them out of the running for the playoffs, so the heat is on. The weird part comes next. The Fever found something strong without Clark. They're not only getting by, in fact, they're playing 10 years of their finest basketball. They have been without their star for 7 games in a row. And in games without her, they presently have 9 victories and 7 defeats. Losing your top player shouldn't result in that. Above all, I believe we have a fantastic bunch of ladies. They put their team first, They pull for each other, I guess. They're unselfish, I guess. They're capable, too. When you have that, they've simply been resilient over the entire year. And they come together as a group. They are a group that is related. Additionally, I believe that to be quite significant. And we have players that can do it. Without Caitlin on the floor, we definitely play a little differently. However, the assurance that each of these women has gained in their capacity to make plays during pivotal occasions. The majority of championship teams finally discover the key to their success. Everyone else has to level up when one star drops down. Coach Stephanie White discussed how this team's identity changed from being reliant on Clark to being unstoppable as a whole. Boston took on the role of facilitator. Experienced leadership was given by Kelsey Mitchell. Howard started playing more scoring responsibilities. Ari McDonald and other role players stepped up with crucial speed and playmaking abilities. Lexi Hall and Sophie Cunningham started the fire. You really can't focus on just 1 or 2 players because of our depth. We have a number of guys that can step up and play important games for us. On the offensive end, I believe it makes us more balanced. And we've had a lot of success defensively because to our versatility. As a result, I believe that this group has shown resilience. They've joined forces. You can't really discount them because they're playing so well together and for each other. How crucial that is when you're performing for the person at your side. Since it compelled other players to discover their responsibilities, White actually refers to Clark's absence as a blessing in disguise. With better ball movement and increased defensive variety, the club now launches an offensive attack that is more evenly distributed. Because different players might injure you every night, they are more difficult to scout. The Fever's 5-game winning streak demonstrates their depth as a championship team. This strengthened team will be extremely dangerous once Clark returns. Consider it. You take a winning team and take away their best player. Next, you bring back the best player. That is the beginning of championship runs. However, it was one player's spectacular performance that truly grabbed everyone's attention and gave her a nickname that sums up her influence. The Seattle Storm had the league's second-best defensive rating. However, so far today you have been able to locate a few images and positions. How did you manage to accomplish that? They are heavily painted, you know. They have to cover our excellent post players. The defense of Seattle is excellent. They're lengthy. Despite their athleticism, they have weaknesses. I believe we'll find some good shots as long as we keep the ball popping. The reason Sophie Cunningham's performance was so amazing is as follows. She lit up Seattle like the 4th of July. The majority of people are unaware that Cunningham started this game after shooting a ton of three-pointers throughout the previous month. She was carrying a huge weight that would have crushed most athletes. Yet in July, she was the league's best three-point shooter. Jabby Williams bursts into the door. Unable to complete it, carries it up into BBY's arms. Indiana just signed him for the remainder of the season. A stretch for it has been a fantastic fit. Cunningham makes a three-pointer. Take a peek at her body. 66 and quite lengthy. On another three, Cunningham connects. In the game against Seattle, the whole Fever team, aside from Cunningham, went 0 for 7 from three-point shooting. All but one of the players failed miserably from outside the arc. Consider that pressure. You are the only player sustaining the offense from long range, and your entire squad is unable to purchase a three-pointer. That right there is mental toughness on par with a championship. Cunningham was there when it counted. In 33 minutes, she scored a season-high 17 points and sank 4 three-pointers. She became the driving force behind this offense while everyone else was having trouble, making an amazing 5 of 6 from the field and 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. However, you previously brought it up to Noy there. There will be a double overtime match today, followed by a day game. Cunningham once more. From deep, Sophie Cunningham went 3 for 3. Boston and Mitchell would do that together. This is the score you never expected. Cunningham once more. Sophie Cunningham's season-high 16 points have been tied. Enter the game with assurance, and she has undoubtedly done so from the beginning. Her teammates realized right away that they had seen something unique. Following the game, Natasha Howard referred to her on social media as a firebrand. Cunningham's contributions to this club are perfectly encapsulated in that moniker. She gives the spark that ignites everyone else and blows up when you need her most. Since we were so erratic early in the season, and if teams did that, we would typically lose those games, it demonstrates the progress we've made as a team, but only indicates our growing proximity. We have faith in one another. The most important thing, in my opinion, is to have faith in our ability to win those games, even if they go on runs. The statistics underlying Cunningham's shooting rampage in July show why she has emerged as the frontrunner for 6th Person of the Year. In 8 of her previous 10 games, she has scored in double figures. Cunningham entered the starting lineup and proved she belonged there permanently after Clark was out. Their offense could have disintegrated, but her clutch shooting kept the Fever going. According to Aaliyah Boston, Cunningham's position on the wing gave her more chances to score from within. Despite having a difficult shooting night, Kelsey Mitchell acknowledged the influence of Cunningham. According to Mitchell, Cunningham helped us score in the closing minutes. In order to maintain a winning streak like this, the WA has experienced many ups and downs this season. What does that kind of say about the unity of this team? Indeed, it's challenging to play here, and Seattle is a fantastic squad. Thus, we were aware of that. We were aware that they had just suffered a significant defeat to LA. They were eager for a victory, but we don't care about other teams. It has to do with our standard. The idea is to stack the days. And I believe that we're in a pretty good place mentally, both as a team and as individuals. I believe we kept true to the scout today, but it won't be easy going forward. We had faith in the offensive. Well, it's been a fantastic season for Kelsey. Although she was a little off, she helped us offensively in the closing minutes. And it simply demonstrates that even if your score isn't going to be there, everyone has something to contribute. I'm just pleased of our squad and the fact that we stacked today, but I'm not sure. This performance demonstrates how various heroes are discovered by championship teams each night. Cunningham shown that when the time is right, role players can turn into superstars. Her teammates understand that she is becoming an indispensable member of this team. Another Fever player was subtly creating franchise history while Cunningham was dominating the scoreboard. Aaliyah Boston recently took an action that a player for the Indiana Fever has ever succeeded, and it's altering our perception of her whole career. Boston defeated Seattle with 16 points and 12 rebounds, securing her 6th straight double-double. It wasn't simply another good game, though. She formally beat the previous franchise record of 5 consecutive double-doubles set by Caitlin Clark. Take a moment to consider that. She broke her superstar teammate's record. This is Boston. Look within Boston. Howard gives it his all. Aaliyah Boston averages more assists than anybody else in the league who is 6 feet 4 inches or higher. You are aware of what occurs when a defensive player's deflection strikes the rim. The shot clock would continue to reset. A shot is not necessary. In addition to the foul, Howard manages to incorporate that somehow. Without Clark leading the offense, many questioned if Boston could manage increased responsibilities. When the focus turned to her, critics questioned if she would crumble under pressure. When teams began designing games to thwart her, would she lose it? The response was unmistakable. Boston achieved this new franchise mark and became the WNBA's fastest center to reach 100 assists in a season. She does more than just score and grab rebounds. She is leading the attack and improving the lives of others around her. This is McDonald. Bounces to the center of the lane in Boston, able to turn it in. Aaliyah Boston has achieved yet another double-double. Mitchell is here. Nice appearance. Boston wins plus the penalty. Aaliyah Boston Mitchell had a chance to make 3. The way Kelsey Mitchell shot the ball today must also be aggravating. However, you keep working and playing hard. She makes the proper choice. Coach Stephanie White praised Boston's basketball IQ, which most spectators never completely understand, and labels her the team's rock. Thank you. On both sides of the court, White has total faith in Boston. Night after night, her colleagues depend on her leadership and reliable output. Even seasoned coaches are surprised by Boston's development into an offensive center and facilitator. When the squad needed it most, she changed her style of play entirely. We've benefited greatly from AB after all. She has been crucial. She entered this league primarily as a low-block player, receiving a lot of post touches during her rookie year in college. She then played a lot in the two-man during her first season with Caitlin last year, and this year we're asking her to be a facilitator as well. Additionally, a hub for us on the offensive end of the court while playing defense with more versatility than she has likely ever had. She has simply been rising to the occasion, developing, and improving. She is truly the pillar of our team, you know that. She is transformed from a promising rookie into a key player, as evidenced by her consistency throughout this winning run. In the fourth quarter, Boston outscored Seattle by 9 points in a row to help win the game. She stood up and produced when the game depended on it. The Fever's future appears so promising because of the way Boston controls both ends of the court. Her ceiling continues to rise, and she is only getting better. Boston's run of record-breaking performances shows she's not merely taking Clark's place. She is forging her own legacy and emerging as the much-needed team leader. Her increased responsibilities as a facilitator created chances for Cunningham and other teammates to succeed. The entire attack is more dynamic and challenging to defend thanks to Boston's vision and playmaking abilities. She has even committed murder. She has a high IQ. You see, when teams focus on her defensively and prevent her from scoring, she finds the open player and makes the right play, which is crucial for us. She is trusted by everyone on both ends of the court and is our pillar of support. She has been amazing for us all season long. Another veteran was putting on a show that brought back memories of the Fever's greatest players while Boston was creating history. The way that Natasha Howard joined Tamika Catchings in the Fever record books left everyone stunned. Against Seattle, Howard added 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 21 points on an amazing 10 of 12 shooting effort. These figures provide a more nuanced picture of what occurs when veterans seize their opportunity. Veteran players either step up or fail under the pressure of expectations when your top player is hurt. Howard made the enormous decision to step up. Her shooting percentage of 83% while scoring more than 20 points and 5 or more. She and Catchings are the only Fever players in franchise history to have 5 or more assists, rebounds, and rebounds. Right there, that's exclusive company. Players appear to be in need of a break. Yes, Cunningham gives Diggins the back door. Do you know what occurs if a defensive player's deflection strikes the rim? The shot clock would continue to reset. Howard somehow weaves that in so it doesn't have to be a shot. In addition to the foul, she is seen cutting across the lane. There's Skylar Diggins inside. She will therefore be the last to receive the Howard cut. Natasha Howard made a really challenging shot. However, Howard's leadership is more than just numbers. She has emerged as the emotional support system and outspoken leader this young group sorely needed. It's evident in the way she speaks on the court. For defense, she controls traffic. She calls offensive plays. When things get difficult, she helps everyone stay focused. Pass low. Mitchell finds it, taking use of McDonald's size. Magor is being succinct here. Only 1 out of 10 for the day was Kelsey Mitchell. I'm heading to Hull. Shot clock at 3 o'clock. Locates Howard. The jumper she wore. Yes, there wasn't much there. Malonov fronting. Howard did a fantastic job, but Aaliyah Boss was unable to pass to enter the post. It flashes and is caught. Her ability to score goals quickly while setting up others demonstrates why players with versatility are essential for winning teams. Howard didn't merely pursue her own goals. She consistently made the correct move and opened doors for teammates. That is the epitome of veteran leadership. Younger players like Boston and Cunningham have been able to thrive without feeling overshadowed by Howard's seasoned presence. She relieves them of the strain by becoming the reliable, constant force. Howard is available to assist Boston in the post when needed. Howard provides the ideal screen for Cunningham when he needs one. I made it through that. In the last 5 minutes, I believe Seattle scored a run of 110. How gutsy was it to pull that out, really? It was gutsy. Every victory will be lovely, you know. I'm glad we maintained our calm despite Seattle's 110-run run. We've been in similar circumstances before, but ultimately we just remained together, discussed it, and moved on to the next play. Her ability to manage the game's pace and make pivotal plays in close games brought back memories of the Fever's championship genes. With the same ferocity and astute judgment that made Catchings legendary, Howard played. She produced when the team needed her and knew just what moments were most important. Great teams have more than one star, as seen by Howard's historic performance. When everyone contributes at this level, she's demonstrating why the Fever can compete with anyone. This team is formidable against any league opponent because of her effectiveness and leadership. However, despite all of these valiant efforts, the game nearly fell away in the closing seconds until a single player made the crucial plays. I'm really proud of all of you. You guys, there were a lot of approaches that we developed today in a close game and in-game scenario. It will be beneficial. Fantastic work. I'm pleased with you all. Everyone made a contribution. Everyone entered and offered to give us a lift. Even though it was a difficult shooting day, Kel, I appreciate how you helped and that huge jumper you made. Okay, we dug in and were stopped when necessary. Big major win, you guys. Huge victory. Kelsey Mitchell missed all 8 shots and only made 3 of 16 field goals. She managed to be the hero when it mattered most, despite her 3-point efforts. In the fourth quarter, the Fever had a commanding 12-point advantage. The margin was then reduced to 1 point after Seattle went on an 11-0 run. Panic was beginning to creep in. The Fever needed someone to step up and make a play since their winning streak and postseason spot were on the line. It was the worst shooting night of the season for their top scorer. Mitchell would not have crumbled under that pressure like most athletes would. Mitchell is here. Nice appearance. Boston wins plus the penalty. Aaliyah Boston has a 3-point shot. Nessie, and Mitchell. The way Kelsey Mitchell shot the ball today must also be aggravating. However, you keep working and playing hard. She makes the proper choice. In the closing minutes, Mitchell made a crucial layup to completely stop Seattle's momentum. When the Fever most needed breathing room, she provided it. Their entire winning streak may have been rescued by just one play. Mitchell supplied 5 assists and 2 steals in spite of her shooting difficulties. Great players have an impact on victory in ways other than just scoring goals. The loose handle of O'Mackay lost it. Keeping up with McDonald and Mitchell. Boston escapes and completes. Indiana timeout for Seattle. Running to the left, Ari McDonald assists in drawing the D before delivering the ball to Aaliyah Boston. Her ability to remain calm and make the appropriate play when things become tough demonstrates the winning mentality this club is cultivating. You get the impression that the Fever will eventually need Kelsey Mitchell to make a shot. Sophie Cunningham commended Mitchell's overall effect, adding, "Kelsey has been playing a hell of a season. She was a little bit off, but she facilitated for us offensively down the stretch. Here we'll take a swing. If she has problems, she could use the reset." With the incoming, Mitchell receives it from Cunningham. To the cup, Mitchell danced. Lays it in. Indiana leads by 3 points. Clark was fired up on the bench in the meantime. When the officials failed to call another clear foul, she yelled at them, "You were right in front of her." Championship teams require players who can perform when it counts most, as seen by Mitchell's clutch plays. The Indiana Fever just demonstrated that they are a championship-caliber team with players at every position who can win in a variety of ways, and Sophie Cunningham can light up any game. You can see Caitlin shouting, "You were right in front of her. What made you?" With Clark's return imminent and this incredible depth already proven, the Fever are positioned to make serious noise in the playoffs and beyond. This 5-game winning streak without their superstar shows that true contenders are built on collective greatness, not individual brilliance alone. Aaliyah Boston sets franchise records while running the offense. Natasha Howard channels Tama Catching's magic on both ends. Kelsey Mitchell delivers clutch plays when it matters most. To ensure you never miss anything, like, subscribe, and enable all notifications. Watch the video on the screen and we'll talk tomorrow.